Test, test, test. What's going on, yo? What's going on? Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding. So we got a lot of news today, y'all. We got a lot of news today. It's gonna be very interesting how today plays out. All right, so we just had GDP news pop off an hour ago. We got at 8:30 going into New York session USD news. 9:45 we got Canadian news. 10:30 we got another Canadian news event. 1:30 we got another USD news event. And then later on tonight, when markets reopen, we got New Zealand news at 6:45 and Australian news at 9:30. So it's going to be interesting to see how today plays out. We got a couple sites we're looking at. We're looking at GJ and GU. GU is already starting to push a little bit. So I wanted to retrace a little bit because it's not at a good entry as of right now. But as we can see here, did a nice retest even after the news. Did a retest, still holding that support. Like I said, it's just pushing a little bit too far right now for me to jump in. I want to wait for it to come back down to around 32.65, 32.60 price range. Then we can pull the trigger on that. But if y'all was in the live stream yesterday, y'all could have entered and rode this GU setup with us. We broke down and entered this setup live yesterday. Check out yesterday's live stream if y'all missed it. But we're going to be looking for continued buys. And as we can see here, clear higher highs still being made. Same thing with gold. Gold just broke all-time highs again. I'm going to keep on telling y'all every single day, y'all. I'm like the only person talking about it. Y'all need to invest in gold. Now, if y'all don't know where to invest in gold, I'm going to drop a couple, well, I'm actually going to pull up a few things because we got some retracements to go down. That need to go down. So I'm actually going to tell y'all where y'all can invest in gold. Obviously, the best way to invest in gold is actually purchasing some gold. So y'all can purchase gold. That's the best way to do it. But there's a couple other things you can do as well. Give me 1 second. I'm about to pull them up right now. Make sure to go ahead and like the live as you'll hop up in here, y'all, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Yeah, so we're trying to find give me 1 second. At the list, I'm pulling the list up right now. I literally just had these. I gotta find the list really quick. So while we're doing that, let's go back on to GJ. So one of the ways y'all can invest in gold, like I said, the best way to invest in gold is obviously purchasing actual gold. But for those that can't purchase gold or want to, invest in the stock market, y'all can invest in this right here because it literally follows gold. As you can see, it literally looks like the gold chart, right? It follows the gold chart. Like if we put gold on here really quick. right? Looks exactly the same. So it literally follows gold. It's just cheaper because right now it's at $297 a share, right? So it literally follows gold's path. It's literally the same exact market structure. Only difference is it's a lot cheaper for those that can't buy a full ounce of gold, right? So that's one of the way. That's the second way y'all can invest in gold. There's a couple other like gold ETFs and stuff like that as well. And then there's also, like I said, y'all need to get into crypto. They're moving things onto the blockchain. So those that's in the crypto telegram, I just showed y'all this before we went live. But y'all can also buy gold because it's on the blockchain. Right? So let's pull that up. Hold on. There we go right here. All right. And we can see here that is the, well, let me see what the actual exact price. 3,297. And Pax Gold is actually worth a little bit more. It's at 3,313, right? But this follows gold as well. And it's each share is backed by an ounce of gold. So again, there's multiple ways to invest in gold, but y'all definitely need to get y'all some gold and crypto because again, while everything's been quote unquote tanking and crashing, gold just broke all-time highs again yesterday, as we can see right here. Right, so we're going to be looking for buys, but I'd like to see some retracements because I don't like trading at all-time highs. So we're going to bring these alerts up. There we go. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out if you have not already. Got a new video dropping for y'all today as well. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. When we go live with the members and students, also, I'm going to let y'all know what news event, because like I said, we got a lot of news popping off today. We got a lot of potential setups. Like I said, we got a lot of charts of reversal territory, right? We had a gap to start the week with the NAS100, and then we ranged here for the past couple of days, and then we can see here we gapped again at the same spot, bringing us back down to this level. Like I said, we're looking for sells here, below 18,520, 500 as resistance, or looking for buys that we could have held 19,200 as support. So we see NAS100 retesting this level right here. Now again, we do got this gap right here. And like I said, we are in reversal territory, so it's going to be very interesting to see how the news plays out because we got a funky looking chart on NAS. But again, it's got a little bit of work to do for the downtrend to continue. So it's going to be very interesting to see what it does today because as we can see, going back on daily time frame, NAS has not done a damn thing so far this week, right? Besides gap. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out today. Let's see what else. And the GN, we're leaving GN alone. All right. Here today in the news later on tonight is going to help make his mind up. So as far as the charts we're looking at right now, we're going to be looking at possible GJ buys. Right, it did the move yesterday as we can see, but still failed to break this resistance level. But if GJ can continue to hold 188.75 support, which you see is rejecting right now, we're going to look for buys go back into 189.55. Now again, like I said, we're in reversal territory with GJ as well. Right now, it's failed to break this resistance level twice, so now we're going to see if we can hold this level of support. But like I said, if we can't break these two levels, we are still technically bearish, but I'm not going to really look for sales unless we break below 187, like 85, 187.90, right? So again, we're in reversal territory with a lot of these charts right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how today plays out. But I do like how GU is looking. So I'm not against going for another GU buy setup. If you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. When we get any charts, drop in the chat. New 15 just popped up. And then those trading prop firms, make sure to know y'all's rules because some prop firms do not let you trade during news or close trades during news. So make sure to know your rules on prop firm accounts so you're not violating or hurting y'all's accounts or anything like that. That's a nice retouch right there. That's good. On a higher high still. It's just been flying for a while. I'm like, we got this level of traffic. If we can hold this level of support, that'd be a good sign. But I'm anticipating retracement, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna go for sales. But again, when it comes to trading, you have to be prepared to understand all the possibilities or possible moves that can happen and take place. You know what I'm saying? So I do like this right here. So that would look like to do well. What's going on, Father Doug? I see you up in here. I've been on the lives lately. Just started 2 new jobs, but I missed been killing with the events in the room things. But hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. And that's why I do the signals as well. Like I always say, like, you know, if you're working and you can't tune into the lives, depending on your job, listen in, because again, you don't have to necessarily look at the chart. Well, it's important to look at the charts, but like, let's say, you know, you kind of understand how trading works, then just listen to the price points. You get what I'm saying? Hold on. Test, test, test. I don't know what happened. StreamYard just trolled me. I don't know how long y'all weren't able to hear me, but I was talking for like 5 minutes. And then I look up and it said, oh, your mic got disconnected. So I don't know what was the last thing y'all heard. So I'll just reiterate what the fuck I was just talking about. So I don't know why it did that to me. So what I was saying was back to this message right here. This is why I do the lives, right? So like I said, everybody's job is different, but you have a job where you can put an earphone in and listen. Definitely still tune into the lives, because now when you're learning how to trade and learn how to read the charts, you still need to pay attention to the charts. But let's say you know how to trade or you know the basics, then still tune into the lives, because I literally be saying specific price points to pay attention to, which can still help you out. But that's also why I do the New York price watch list for the members and students as well as the Sunday chart announcements, free signal, free telegram at the beginning of the week. And then what also I was saying was, I literally was typing this signal up and I look up and it exploded. So I did not post this signal, but this is also why I go live, because again, like I always say, markets don't care about me, the markets don't care about you. They're not gonna be like, oh, hold up, Wade's trying to type a signal, let's pull our chair out and wait for him to post it, right? So this is why I be going live, so y'all can see what I'm looking at and be ready to jump in with me at the same time, right? But this is pushing nicely. Still got a little bit of work to do. So if it does retrace back to here, my confirmation is still not, I will post a signal. But again, we got a whole lot of news today, y'all. We got a whole lot of news popping up. I'm most likely got a lot of news today. I'm probably gonna go live at 1:30. I do got a couple things to do in the morning. But we just had GP news pop up an hour ago. We have 8:30 USD news, 9:45 Canadian news, 10:30 Canadian news, 1:30 USD news, and then when the markets reopen, we got 6:45 New Zealand news and then 9:30 Australian news. Now, if y'all just joined the live, I recommend rewinding to the beginning, but just to reiterate, the short version of what I broke down at the beginning of the live, we got a lot of charts in reversal territory, right? So today is very important, especially if the news does something, because I want the news today to break us out of the reversal territory. Again, I'm not biased. Like I see posts where people are like, oh, I do better selling, I do better buying. None of that is how it is over here, right? I don't care what direction price goes. I just need to know what direction price is going, right? I don't care if we're in an uptrend. I don't care if we're in a downtrend. I just need price to get out of reversal territory and continue a trend. That way we can have nice setups, right? Because we catch these nice setups when we have a clear trend. When we're in reversal territory arranging, that's when it becomes a lot harder and difficult to want to catch bigger moves and all that good stuff, right? So that's why I want to see what today. I want price to break out of these reversal territories. Like I said, GJ, we're still technically in reversal territory, especially because yesterday we failed to break 189.60. Hold that as support. Right, we talked about that Sunday chart analysis. Make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis first. Link in the description. Make sure to join the free signal and free Telegram. Like I always say, the Sunday chart analysis doesn't just go over what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday. It goes over what I see price doing throughout the entire week. So make sure to check that out. But yeah, a lot of these charts in reversal territory right now. Only charts that aren't in reversal territory are gold and GU. They're extremely bullish right now. But GN is still trying to figure its life out, right? It's still, like I said, we have to break and turn these levels back as resistance. We clearly see price fail to do so, right? But we also have to go back above and show bullish momentum. And again, when we look at what price has done all week, it hasn't done a damn thing since Friday, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't care what direction price goes. I just need volume to go and come into the markets and break out of reversal territory so we can go back to our regularly scheduled programs. You get what I'm saying? Just dropped a video for y'all yesterday. I dropped the XRP, XLM, and HBAR update. So make sure to check that out. Right. And I had some interesting comments under that post. Shout out to those that commented, right? So one person, I think they're just new to the channel. They're like, oh, can you make a video showing how to make money? That's what we do here, right? That's what, well, I sent if you go to the XRP video, you'll see I sent 3 videos in that comment, right? So, and that's someone else come out, isn't it better to trade XO instead of long invest? When it comes to trading crypto, a lot of people are trading crypto now because of what happened last year, right? Q4. Now, I'm not saying day trading crypto wasn't a thing prior to that, because those that are OGs to the channel or the community, y'all know before I figured out all this stuff and how to read the charts, I only did day trade crypto and gold, or I only traded crypto, gold, and indices. I didn't do Forex pairs, right? But when it comes to especially like them smaller coins, day trading them, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to fuck yourself up, especially like when things are like you're trying to trade stuff that's like kind of in consolidation and things like that. But like I always will recommend, like if you have $500 or $1,000, right, and you ask me, should I put this into long-term investments or day trade? I'm going to tell y'all to day trade that shit. Why? Because again, you're going to be able to grow your money a lot quicker and see a quicker return on your investment day trade. Now, I'm not saying long-term investing isn't the way to go. Like I said, if you only have $500 or $1,000 and you have one option, I'm gonna say day trade first, and then once you start to grow your money, you start, your money starts to stack up. Then you can take some of the profits away, put them into your savings, put them into long-term investments, right? That's what I did. So when again, back in the day, right, a lot of y'all that are brand new to trading, especially after like 2020, 2022, y'all are getting spoiled because back in the day when I started investing, which was in like as soon as I graduated, so like 2018, 2019, day trading was gate kept. I'm talking about people weren't even trying to tell people what trading view was. Like I remember I used to go under a bunch of comments asking, what is this website? What is this website? Nobody wanted to say shit. That's how bad it was and how hard it was to find information when it came to day trading, right? So when I first started investing, I was doing the long-term investment, right? I was doing penny stocks while also was, doing smart investing. Like, for example, one of my plays back in the day was, and this is how you know it was a long time, right? So it was in America. Right before 3 months before New York became recreational and legal, right, for marijuana, I found the two companies that were basically going to be running this shit, right? And then I invested in those companies when they were like $1 or $2 a share. Right? I bought them like 2 months before weed became legal in New York. That's how you know it was a long time ago, right? Because weed's been legal in New York for a minute. So then when it became legal, the stocks, that's the first time I saw like the power of investing, right? Because my shares went from like $1, $2, and then like 2-3 months later, I'm talking about 2-3 months after everything was recreational out there. My shares went $20 a share, $30 a share, and like I just saw it increase like that, right? But if I knew about day trading back then, I would have been day trading, right? Because when I figured out what day trading was, I figured out the platforms, all that good stuff. I stopped long-term investing. I held what I had, but the money I had coming in, I stopped putting into the long-term investing. I started putting into learning how to day trade and day trade, right? And then when I figured out how to actually day trade and became profitable, I still wasn't doing long-term investing. Like I had a little bit of crypto, but besides crypto, the majority of my money I was putting into day trading to flip and grow, right? Because again, investing is still investing. The reason why people talk about long-term investing because that's the most popular thing and easiest to get access to for the average person, right? It wasn't until recently that day trading wasn't gate kept. You get what I'm saying? Because just think about it, like people knew about day trading, but they like TV and movies, they made it seem like you had to be on Wall Street to day trade or some shit like that, right? But obviously, as we know, that's not the case. So again, if you only have a certain amount of money, I'm gonna say day trade first, grow your bag, and then you can start putting your profits, to some savings and stuff like that into long-term investing. But I'll always say day trading over that, right? Because again, you're gonna make a lot more quicker day trading than long-term investing. And also, long-term investing, you only make money if it increases the value from where you purchase. With day trading, you're in and out the markets, and you can make money if prices going up or prices going down, right? So, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to talk about that because I did get some interesting and good questions on the XRP update. I just want to make that a little more clear and expand on why I said all that good stuff. So GU is going crazy right now again. We talked about this when we went live. I was literally typing the trade up. Y'all was here. This is what price was looking like at 3 a.m. It was up here, so I want to see that retrace a little bit before I enter. Just like yesterday, when we went live, we waited for price to retest and retrace. Price retraced as we Let's move this out the way so y'all can see, right? Price is up here, price retraced, closed here, new 15 came here. And again, y'all can rewind. I said I want to see it come back to around 65. You can see right here, this is 32.65. So it went exactly to where I wanted it to go. And then I was already typing the signal. I look up, I think shot up 10, 15 pips. So that's why I didn't post the trade. But we broke this down live. Now this one was posted in some. Again, this is why you don't want to be in a rush. There's never a rush. There's never a rush when it comes to investing, right? Especially when you understand how the price works, how the charts work. There's no need to be in a rush or try to jump into stuff. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, playmaker_wait. TikTok, _playmaker_wait_ post daily on both pages. Let me catch up to the chat right now. If you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. When looking at any charts, drop in the chat. Better catch up to the chat right now. And again, I got a new video dropping for y'all today at the beginning of New York sessions, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. Let's see what we got going on up in here. I am in this trade right now. So the easiest way to know if I'm in a trade or not is if it's on the candlesticks, right? For example, GJ, I'm not in this trade, which is why I'm not on the candlestick. Right? If I'm in a trade, I'm always going to put it on the candlestick, right? So these are just trade ideas right here. This is just a trade idea. I'm in GU, right? So that's why it's on the candlestick. But this is just a trade idea. So again, the way I like to do it, I understand what my game plan is. And before I go live, that's why I'm sometimes not live 3 and right on the dot, because I'm getting everything set up. That way when we go live, you know, we can just do what we're doing right now, right? So before I take a setup, I already did my analysis. If you're watching my trade breakdowns, you know how that goes. You haven't watched any of my trade breakdowns, make sure after this live to go to the playlist, go to the trade breakdown playlist. Right, I got another trade breakdown dropping for y'all later on today. Right, so I already did my analysis. I know what my game plan is. So now I'm just waiting for my confirmations. Right, so boom, I know this trade. I know my SL. I know my entry. I know my TPs. I know my risk reward. So now I'm just simply waiting for my confirmations. Right, so again, there's no guessing or nothing right now. I'm prepared. Now I'm just simply waiting for price to come and do what I want it to do. But that's why on all these charts, you'll see shit to the right. Well, obviously not on this one because we took that setup, but like here is why you see this one's to the right, because I'm not in this setup. But if price can come down to here, I'm gonna take this setup. You get what I'm saying? So that's just like how I like to personally do it that way. Again, once my confirmations are met, I'm not trying to guess and fumble and figure this shit out. I already know what my game plan is. Right. So then all I can do at this point is put all my time, focus, and energy on watching the charts. Right, I'm not worried about how much I'm risking. I'm not worried about my lot size. I'm not worried about risk reward. I'm not worried about looking for buys or sells. I already know all that. So now I can just put all my focus, time, and energy on paying attention to what the charts are doing and if they meet my confirmations. You get what I'm saying? So let me play this back because I think y'all can tell my mic sounds a lot better. It's going to be funny if I play this replay and it sounds terrible, but let me see real quick. Yeah, so I sound a lot clearer because like I said last week, I think I figured out what the issue is. So I did elevate my mic so it's closer to my face. So even when I turn, and also change the position of it. So even when I go to my other monitor, look at the other monitor, I should still be able to sound. I should be able to sound a lot better. All right, y'all. Let me cut you to the chat, see what else you're talking about. Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, ain't your last no more, though. I can guarantee you that. You're eating. You've been showing. I ain't gonna put your business out there. I posted some of your receipts before. And they know who you are. They know who you are. I ain't gonna put your business out there. You know what I'm saying? But I know you ain't your last no more. And that's another thing. That's why I don't really like to push the whole quote unquote full-time trader thing, because that messes people up as well. That's why there's a lot of BS going on in the trading space, the communities also, right? Because again, You don't have, the goal shouldn't automatically be, oh, I want to learn how to day trade so I don't have to work no more, right? Because it depends on how much you have, right? And you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're solely relying on day trading, especially when you're brand new to it or it's your first month or first couple months profitable, because then you're gonna put so much pressure on yourself, especially if you don't have savings and you're literally depending on this next trade being a winner to pay your bills or eat for the night, right? That just puts too much pressure on people. Like I said, I eased myself into this, right? I was learning. I was working 2 jobs. I say the story all the time. I was working 2 jobs, blah, 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 right? And I was learning while I was working the 2 jobs, right? Then once I started to get it down, then I quit one of my jobs. And then I was making part-time income with the trading, right? But I still was working a job. Now, what made me go, I don't really like to say full-time because it's kind of cringy now, and plus because I do other stuff. But what made me quit my other job and start, making most of my money from day trading was because, again, we're just going to free signal for teller and see the track record. Whoops, we've been doing this shit since 2022, right? So I've seen that this works, right? My strategy's been working since 2022. We've been consistently averaging high 80, high 90% win rate since 2022. So once I had a certain amount saved up, and once I had a certain amount not just saved up in my savings, right? Once I had a certain amount stacked up in my trading accounts, and I was making not just what I needed for the month or for rent or whatever, but I was making a lot more. That's when, I kind of converted to, quitting my jobs and doing this, right? But a lot of people get into it for that reason. I'm not going to say it's impossible because obviously I'm doing it now, but you don't need to put that unnecessary stress on yourself. You know what I'm saying? More income, more streams of income is better than just one stream of income, right? And again, you have to plan things. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to or helped out that made that mistake and trapped themselves, right? They had 1 month of being profitable and then they quit their job, or they get 5K payout and then they quit their job and they try to go full time. And again, if it can put too much pressure on you, right? Especially when you ain't ready for that shit yet. So, that's why I never push like some dream or lifestyle over here. I just push results and information and you do what you want, right? And then those that have done one-on-one sessions with me, y'all know the first thing we do in our first session is ask you how long you've been trading and what are you trying to accomplish with trading, right? And it's for that exact reason. So I can see, one, how we need to go about these sessions, with two, what your mindset would be. So that way I know what we need to do as well. Again, there's a bunch of different things, pros and cons to investing. But one thing I always will say and stress is that you need to invest. It's 2025, you need to invest, right? Whether that's day trading or long-term investing. If you're not investing and making your money grow and you're still just working for money, you're hustling back. You're hustling backwards. All right, y'all. The new 5 minute just popped up. Let's see if GJ can hold this level as support. GN's still in no man's land. GU's right back where it left off before the news popped off. Again, we got a whole bunch of news popping off today, y'all. We got a whole bunch of news popping off. I'm gonna keep that on the screen really quick while I catch up to the chat. If I had 100 euro, would you recommend to trade that with a live account or a funded? So if you have 100 euro, the first question I'm gonna ask is, are you brand new to trading? Right? What is your experience with trading? So I know you're still in the comments. Don't be one of those people when I ask you a question, you disappear. I'm trying to help you out. So I need to know how long you've been trading and if you are profitable. All right. So I need some more information before I can give you an answer. So I need to know how long you've been trading, if you're brand new to trading, if you're profitable, I need to know this information. All right, so I'm gonna answer your question, but I need that information before I can answer that question. All right, I appreciate you. Appreciate you for responding. I've been following you for the past 2 years. However, I've taken a year break after losing a lot of money. To be honest, that's completely fine. So, to answer your question, right? So, you just came back. So, I would tell you is not even to worry about a live account or getting funded, right? Because you just came back from a break. So, that means you're about to get back into learning this shit. So, I would even recommend or even worry about a live account or getting funded right now. What you need to focus on is learning the basics, and you need to get onto a demo account. All right. If you want to practice taking trades, get a demo account, but you do not need, and this is for everybody. If you're brand new to trading or if you're unprofitable as we speak, close your, not actually close it, but stop trading on your live account, pull your money out, make a demo account, and don't worry about making money right now. You need to worry about the basics. And I actually just made a video. I don't think Instagram's seen it yet, but make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I see that scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Instagram playmaker_weight, TikTok _playmaker_weight_. Post daily on both pages. But TikTok's always going to get the most recent post. Instagram's going to be like a couple hours or a day behind. So I don't think it posted on Instagram yet, but I know it posted on TikTok. But I just made a video talking about this. I think it might not even be posted. I think it's scheduled to post today. I don't know. I know I made it yesterday though. But the last thing you need to worry about when you're brand new to trading or if you're unprofitable is trying to make money. You need to worry about the basics, right? And what are the basics? You need to learn how the charts work. So you need to learn how the charts work. Then you need to have a game plan, right? So before even putting your money on the line, you need to figure out how the charts work. You need to have a trading plan, and then you need to go into a demo account and see if your strategy and your trading plan is working. Now, how are you going to figure out? I'm giving y'all some game right now, so y'all need to take notes, timestamp, whatever. After you've learned how the charts work, after you come up with the trading strategy or use my trading strategy, right? After you come up with your game plan, you need to practice that on the demo. And you need to take trades on a demo for 1 month minimum to 3 months. After you see that you have been profitable for 1 month minimum to 3 months, not one winning day, not one winning week. I'm talking about the end of the month you was profitable. After you were profitable for 1 to 3 months, that is when you want to figure out this question here. $100 will I fund it? Right? So let's say you did all that already. I know you didn't, but I'm saying after you did all that, fast forward. At that point, while you're learning how to trade, you should have more than $100 saved up, right? You can trade with $100. I've done it. I can show that, right? And I made a video going over this as well. Let me find that video. Let me find that video really quick so I can drop that in the chat. Here we go. Right. Let me go to the old advanced play signal room. And I show some of this in the video as well, but I still recommend watching the video I just dropped in the chat because I go over a lot more depth and detail how that shit works. And the members and students, you go into the old advanced play signal room, not the 2.0, but the old advanced play signal room. Y'all can see this stuff yourselves, right? So again, you can see it's 2024 to 2023, right? So, well, this was after I, again, did all the shit I told you, right? So you can definitely start trading with $100, but The time that you're spending practicing on a demo account and learning how to trade, you should be saving way more than $100, right? So let's say you have $100 right now. When you're learning how to read the charts, you're figuring out the strategy, or again, you come to me, you learn from me, or you do it on your own, either way, right? But you got to know how to read the charts. You got to have a strategy and a game plan. While you're figuring that out, start saving $100 a month. $100 a month. It's not hard. By the time you learn how to read the charts, you've revised your strategy, you got a gaming plan, and then by the time you take a month to 3 months of being profitable for a month to 3 months, by that time you should have more than $100 saved, right? So with that more than $100 saved, you can trade on a live account or you can get it funded, right? I trade both. People ask me all the time, do I trade live? Do I trade funded? I trade both. I trade both personal live accounts as well as prop firm accounts. Why do I do that? Because one, I can pass a prop firm challenge in a month or less, right? So with me doing that, once I get my first payout, I have a free account. So after that, I'm just literally making free money, right? Because I got my first payout. So I got not only my return on investment, but I got way more than I spent back on that first payout. So then it's literally a free account giving me free money. So even if I lose that account after my first payout, no harm, no foul. And if I keep making money, keep getting payouts after that, again, it's free money. But it's a lot stricter and there's a lot more rules on profit challenge, which is also why I'm telling you, don't worry about getting funded, because if you don't have a game plan, don't have the discipline, don't know how to read the charts, you're going to just be given a donation to the company. You get what I'm saying? Which is also why I was talking about don't worry about a live account, because even if you have $100, you're going to be donating that to the broker if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, right? So there's the answer to your question, right? And I just wanted to break it down very, very, very clear so you understand. I'm not going to just say yes or no. I'm not going to tell you don't touch the stove. I'm going to tell you don't touch the stove because it's hot. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I did. Because again, I did what everybody did. Try to make money the first day. I found out about the day trading, but guess what? That's why people be talking about it's risky and they be talking about this bullshit statistic of 99%, which is not 99% anymore. People still want to go with that bullshit statistic. Is because again, it's just like anything. If I've never rode a bike before and I'm not even using, I forgot what they call safety wheels. What are they called? Safety wheels? I don't even know what they're called anymore. But those extra wheels on the bike. If I've never rode a bike before and I don't got the safety wheels on, what do you think is going to happen? I'm going to most likely bust my ass. Does that mean riding a bike is risky and 99% of people that ride a bike don't know how to ride a bike? No, it's because it takes practice. Anything that you're brand new at, you're going to make mistakes, which is why I always tell people don't worry about making money when you first learn how to trade, because you're going to do the exact opposite. And that's what pisses people off, because they see a quick video online and they think it's short, sweet, and easy, but it's not easy. It becomes easy. You get what I'm saying? It's not easy. It becomes easy. But let's see what else we got up in here. Let's see what else we got up in here. And again, y'all, speaking of mentorship and strategies and all that good stuff, the Q2 sale is still on and popping. It's still active, y'all. Discount code Q2, 25% off everything. 25% off everything. It's all my books. Again, you go into my website, I got like 4 books out right now. Working on a couple other ones. So all the books are 25% off using Q2 code. One-on-one sessions, 25% off using Q2 code. Advanced Play Signal Room monthly, yearly, and lifetime, 25% off. Course, 25% off. Sale ends at the end of the month. So again, y'all be always asking when's the next sale? When's the next sale? The sale's going on right now, so take advantage of it. I'm telling y'all now, it ends at the end of the month. So do not hit me up on May 1st saying, hey, I get paid this week. Nope. Take advantage of the sale why it's going on right now. But let me cut to the chat, see what y'all got going on. Again, you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. I'm looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Make sure I like the live, y'all, as well. Because nobody's going to be telling y'all this shit over here, right? I'm one of the few people that's going to tell y'all shit like that. Because, again, I've been there, so I already know what's going to happen. I'm trying to save y'all some money and stress. Let's see what we got going on. Yep. And that's another thing too, because I like how you said that, because that's what you got to do. You have to come, like, especially when you're first building. I'm giving y'all so much gaming here, but this is why, you know what I'm saying, not everybody watches the live, so it's not like everybody's getting in the game. You know what I'm saying? We see how many people's in the free Telegram. We see how many people be joining the lives and looking at it. So this is why I always be showing love in the lives, right? So I'm gonna give y'all some more games. So just to double down what you're talking about right here, right? So when you're first trying to build a discipline, that's what I would do, right? So again, have a daily goal, right? So back in the day, my daily goal, or like especially with profit and challenges, when I was first trying to get the discipline to pass profit and challenges and stuff like that, that's what I did. I was like, once I'm up 2%, I'm closing, I'm done. I'm up 2% for the day, I'm closing, I'm done, right? And then once you build that discipline, you will see that count and the profits will add up. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come with a game plan, because when you have a game plan, that's going to help you with the discipline, because now you just got to stick to that game plan. Versus a lot of people, they just be winging it, right? They'll just take a trade. Believe it or not, there's motherfuckers out take a trade today, and after they take the trade, then they'll try to figure out the stop loss. I know that sounds crazy, but it's motherfuckers that'll do that shit. If you're watching you do that shit, stop it. Stop doing that dumb shit, right? So you gotta have a game plan. That's why a lot of people struggle, because they just be doing shit. I remember I was in this community, and these motherfuckers, you would not believe this shit. They'd call a signal, and they'd be like, "I just entered this trade. My entry." They wouldn't even give an exact entry. So you know how I give an exact entry, SL, TP, all that good stuff, right? Very precise with the stuff, right? Entry, SL, TPs, all that good stuff. These motherfuckers would be like, for example, let's use GU. They would have been like, "Oh, I just bought GU. My entry is going to be 3260, between 3260 and 3280. It's not even a precise price to jump in at." Then they'll be like, "The first TP should be 10 pips from your entry." So everybody in that mama in the group got different entries, different TPs, different SLs. That shit don't make no damn sense, right? That's why it's important to have a game plan. Because again, like I say all the time, that's why I be vibing on the charts, because I already did everything. So now I'm just focused on the charts and waiting to see what the charts are going to do or not do. You get what I'm saying? But you definitely got to build that discipline first. And once you build that discipline, then you can start, trying to hold trades longer or pushing yourself, whatever. But in the beginning, you just got to see those profits, right? Because once you see those profits, then you're going to start seeing how this shit works and how it's possible. Then you're going to really start to lock in. But that's why I did, right? Like, lock in those profits. That's why I always say, don't let winners turn to losers, because a win's better than a loss. All right. Yep, you can't do that. Facts. No problem. Yeah, they're called training. Okay, yeah, I forgot what the bitches were called. I ain't gonna lie. I figured they were called training wheels, but I forgot. But yeah, that's the biggest mistake people make, right? That's why, I'm very specific with the words I use. I go into definite detail with explanations, because there's a lot of stuff online where people were like, "Oh, like even with my video on how to make 2K, I forgot 2K a week, 2K a month. I forgot whatever that video was. Let me drop it into the chat." And this is another reason why people get fucked up, because they'll see posts like people like, "Oh, I made $1,000 today. Oh, I made $1,000 today. I made $5,000 today." And the people are like, "Oh my God, can you teach me?" Because they think if they learn from this person, they're going to magically start making what they're making. And I'm like, that's not how it fucking works, right? That's why when I be breaking shit down And the goofy be like, oh, show a P&L. I'm like, for what? So you can get a fake dopamine hit? My pockets are not your pockets. Right? So that's why a lot of people get fucked up as well, because they see all these videos and then people fucking, they might not say it, but they do it on purpose. They try to infer like, oh, if you learn from me, you're gonna start making this much. But it's like, that's not how it works, right? That's why even in this video, I pulled out the calculator and did the math. That way, I probably hurt some people's feelings with that video, but I'm not here to make y'all feel good. I'm trying to tell you what is good, right? So when you understand the reality of things, you're gonna be able to be more realistic with them. That's why a lot of people be saying the dumb shit about trading, or they have unrealistic standards because they don't understand the reality of things, right? Because they just see some stuff online. It's just like when people be on the internet talking about, like, I'm not even gonna get into that, but you know, it's like when people be on the internet acting like they know shit or talking about certain shit or situations, but they stay in the house all day and they're just going off of what they heard online. It's like, you're not even outside. Like, how the fuck you know this how shit works when you're out? You're not even outside, right? It's like the motherfucker that be complaining on the internet about women all day. I'm like, bro, you got to go outside, because I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on, but it's not right. But it's the same thing with trading. Like, all these people, like later on TikTok, people on TikTok are hilarious. Instagram, people be saying stuff too, but they be filtering the comments on Instagram. I be wanting to flame people on Instagram, but I can't. And then TikTok, people can put in my comments, but I can't clap back for some reason under my comments. But people be clapping me up. I'll show stuff. Like a dude the other day, and it's posted on Instagram later on, but if you follow my TikTok, you know what I'm talking about. Let me pull it up. Right. So I made a video talking about stocks and crypto are pumping back up. Told y'all to buy when it was a discount. Now everybody's scrambling and buying the highs again. You gotta learn to read the chart and not just follow the percentages and news. And then the dude is gonna respond, it's called a pop. It's not pumping. We're still down 50% of the 20% we dropped. Telling people to buy is not the move. And of course, if y'all watched my stock videos last week, right, just a reminder, and it's up even more now, by the way. If y'all watched the stock video I dropped last week, literally, we're at FOMC. 2 days later, we saw these gains. So then I respond to the dude, so when are people supposed to buy? Do we make highs again? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I hurt his feelings. He was like, oh, I wasn't saying. I'm like, bro, I can read English. You were, but hurt his feelings. He got mad. He was like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore because you called me dumb. I was like, well, if you say something dumb, what is it? What does it make you? You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's why it's important to actually know what the fuck's going on, because people on the internet are fucking, especially when it comes to this investing stuff. Because again, I mean, the proof's in the pudding. I don't know how else. I mean, the proof's literally in the pudding. Like, I was even going back and forth with my homeboy a couple months ago when the crypto was first retracing, boosting. So he was like, "Man, ain't no way you're making money still when crypto's retracing." I'm like, "Bro, I'm trying to tell you, and I'm showing him the screenshots. I'm trying to tell him, explain." He's like, "No, bro, it's still tanking." I'm like, "Dude, do you not understand the words coming out of my mouth? Do you not see the screenshots I'm showing you? Like, I don't know how else I'm supposed to convince you that this ain't this and that ain't that." But you know, it ain't for everybody, right? Now he still feels some type of way because I was right and he was wrong. But it's like, it's not about me being right or wrong. It's just not the right information. There's too much bad information out here. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why it's called the playbook, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can be a playmaker. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what else to tell you. It's like, y'all always gonna be late to the party. If y'all only buy stocks and crypto after it made highs again, or after everybody in the mom was talking about it, you're late to the party. You're always gonna be late to the party. You know what I'm saying? You're always gonna be late to the party, right? Like folks talking about, oh, it's still down 40%. Down 40%. I mean, what you talking about, man? I'm like, look at this, man. What you talking about? What are you talking about? So you're telling me if I didn't buy here, like I'm supposed to wait till a green candlestick to buy? Like, what are we talking about? Look at that profit from that, right? And I talked about in the XRP video. This right here debunks that percentage shit, right? I'm about to debunk the percentage shit right the fuck now. Now these are old screenshots. This is from February, and obviously we're on discount now. But this is just to show y'all that the percentage shit does not fucking matter. Look at it. Wait, you can't see that. Hold over here. Look at this. At the time, obviously, it's not at this price no more. So I don't even know what was at this price. Let's use our brains, right? So it said for the day, it was up 6% for the day. How the fuck am I up 8% for the day if it's only gained 6% for the day? Right? All y'all percentage motherfuckers, explain this. Explain this. It's only done 8% for the day, but I'm up 17%. Explain this. I need an explanation. I need an explanation right now. Right? So that's what I'm telling you. Right? This ain't even one of those trying to dash. This is just facts. A lot of these motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Which is about to get in my comments mad and reporting my TikToks and getting my stuff violated. Because motherfuckers are mad that people are telling the truth. Right? But I still don't think I still got a post I got to make this week where this millionaire, and I'm not joking, this dude is a multi-millionaire, Miami penthouse living, got almost 1 million followers on TikTok alone, probably the same amount on Instagram. And he tried to shame motherfuckers for trying to invest in the stock market at this time. He's over here talking about, oh, what is $500 going to do? You're not going to make any money with $500 investing. You only make money investing if you have $1 million to $10 million. And you wonder why the rich get richer and the poor stay the same. Because y'all are listening to people that don't want y'all to make money. What kind of sense does that make? So I'm supposed to just not invest at all until I'm a millionaire? Is that what the fuck you're telling me? But because this dude's a quote-unquote millionaire, he's got money, people are going to listen to him. Instead of thinking, does this information actually make sense? And I actually responded to his video. I responded to his comment, and he responded back to me, but I unfollowed it. So I used to follow him, but I unfollowed him because I was like, okay, you're not for the people. Because how the fuck are you telling people when all this shit's on discount? And he's literally laughing and shaming people, talking about something. Oh, you ain't gonna make no money. I'm like, he literally, you gonna see the video, so you know I'm not gonna lie. He literally said out his mouth that unless you got millions of dollars, there's no point in investing. And I was like, I can't believe this motherfucker is telling people this. What is that dude's name? I don't know his fucking name. I unfollowed his ass. I still got the video recorded so I can make a video responding to that dumbass shit. I wish I don't even know the dude's name. That's how out of sight, out of mind this motherfucker is. I'm trying to find. Oh, smart. Nobody's blown up on TikTok so much. So we're getting so many likes. Fuck. I'm trying to find it real quick so I can read what I said to the motherfucker. So many, it's not even showing, so I gotta go to my videos and see if I can find the dude's name. Hold on 1 second. Go to screen record. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. When we get any charts, drop them in the chat. Let me find this because now I gotta find it. So she just puts me forward. Let me see what I can find. This one. I got so many videos, man. When I tell you I got so much shit in my phone to make videos on, it's not even a joke. Let me see if I can find the shit. Where the fuck is it? I know I recorded it. Just can't find that shit. Did I delete? Oh, I found it. I was about to say, did I delete it on accident? Because that's the. Let me go find this page so I can see what I said. So just this page. Yeah, this dude's got almost 1 billion followers on TikTok. Let me see that post. And him making his comments also goes into day trading as well. Why people get fucked up with day trading? Because again, people are like, "Oh, look, I made $10,000 today. I made $5,000 today," right? But little do you know, that's just 2% or 5% of their account, right? So that might seem like a lot, but that's because they have a lot to begin with. But that doesn't mean that you can't make the same percentage with your account that you have, right? Let me see what the dude said. So I said to him after he said that dumb shit, I said, I was with you until the last part. That 500 month, every other month would add up. Because again, he was trying to make it seem like you only going to invest $500 for the year. I'm like, bro, like $50 a month, $100 a month, that will add up, right? And I got a video. I got a, not a video. I talked about it in this book here too. Let me see if I got. I mean, I got the screenshot of that in the book. I got shit all over the place. Let me see if I got the screenshot. I do not. I'm gonna have to pull the book out. I'm gonna have to pull the book out. All right, so let me pull the book out real quick. Whoops. Why would that not show my other screen? All right, so I'm gonna black my screen real quick. Give me 2 seconds. So I ain't trying to. I got y'all need to see all this shit I got going on here. So give me 1 second, because I gotta talk about this because I'm real passionate about when it comes to shit like this. All right, we're back to business. All right, so let me find this really quick. All right, here we are. And this book's available on the site as well. Let me go to the page. This is loading, so give me a second because we gotta talk about this before we end the live. I feel like this be pissing me off. All right. All right. Let me see right here. All right. So here's a few examples, right? And this full book's available on my site, right? So here's some examples of long-term investing, right? So here's the stocks: 1 year return, 5 year return, right? This was as of 2023 October. This was as of 2023 October. So in 1 year, Apple went up 25%. 5 years, it went up 300%. I don't know why it's blurry. Probably because it's still loading. There we go. Right. Amazon, 1 year, 40%, 120%, 5 years. Tesla, 50% in 1 year, 800% in 5 years. 30, 250%, 20, 80%. Right. So it's funny he said $500 because I think in the example, hold on. Yeah, it's not loading. Once it loads, Why is it not loading? It's not loading. Maybe I pulled up the wrong one. So I put it, I think this is the wrong. This is the one on the site has all the information. I think I was trying to hurry. I think I pulled up the wrong one. But I put the numbers and the math in the book as well, right? But these numbers alone will show you that even if that's 25% is still 25%, 300% is still 300%. Right? So I responded to dude, and I was like, I was with you until the last part. But if you put in $500 a month or every other month, that would add up by the end of the year. Plus, you DCAing at key price points, like be showing y'all and telling y'all in the weekly crypto and stock analysis, right? You gain a lot more because he's talking about because in the video you're gonna see the video. He was like, you put $200 in, and by the end of the year it's only up 50%. That's if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Because again, all we gotta do is scroll to last week. And MicroStrategy literally in just one day last week went up 24%. So again, these are people just giving shitty and terrible information, right? Because this is what it did in one day. So you're talking about, it's only going to do. So again, I showed you what it did overall. But like I just showed you when I pulled up those crypto screenshots, those percentages don't mean shit when you know how to enter it correctly, right? So people talking about that stuff is just terrible information. And that's how people get stuck and lost in the sauce, because all these quote unquote rich people are telling people not to invest, but they're investing. Don't invest because you don't have a lot of money, but I'm going to invest and buy all these stocks. Don't do what I do though, because you're poor. Like, how does that fucking sound? So I was like, that 500 a month or every other month will add up. Trust me. And he said, I agree. Then he's going to say, but it's still going to take you 20, 30 years to make any real money. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? 25%? Is that not a good profit? Because think about this. Listen to this guy. Don't invest your money. Just keep it in your bank account, where it's either going to collect dust and not gain any return on investment, or it's not going to grow at all, or you're going to end up spending it on some dumb shit. Versus you invest the money and it goes up 25%, 50%. Like, again, just when you really sit down and think about it and take away the person sending the message, your favorite celebrity, actor, you actually think, are they actually giving me good information? What they're saying is actually making sense. You'll realize 9 times out of 10, motherfucker be setting y'all up for failure. Because he literally said, I agree. They said, but. How's the saying go? You say but, that means everything you said before don't mean shit. So how you gonna say you agree if then you gonna say but? Then he's gonna say, you're not gonna make any real money. Your quality of life doesn't change. You're gonna throw away your entire life to have a savings account when you're 50. So you're telling me 50-year-olds don't have a savings account? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? I'm gonna show you this shit. This is literally what he said to me. Like, this shit makes zero fucking sense. But because this dude lives in a penthouse, people are going to believe him. I'm investing in stocks while everything's on discount. But that's because I have millions of dollars. You try to invest in stocks, you only have $200, $500 to invest. I'm gonna laugh in your face. Like, he's literally laughing in the video, joking about motherfuckers that only can afford to put in $200 a month. Like, that's fucking sick. It's fucking sick. But yeah, that video's dropping today, matter of fact. I'm putting it to the top of the list because that shit is pissing me off all over again. But anyways, y'all, shout out to everybody in the live. Y'all, shout out to everybody that's in the live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody since y'all joined. Again, we got a whole bunch of news popping off today. We got 8:30 USD news, 9:45 Canadian news, 10:30 Canadian news, 1:30 USD news. We're going live on this 1:30 news with the number of students. And then later on tonight, we got 6:45 New Zealand news and 9:30 Australian news. All right, y'all. Got a new video dropping for y'all at the beginning of the New York session. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. Make sure to follow my Instagram and TikTok. I see that scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free student for your Telegram, y'all. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Caught a nice trade on GU and yesterday's live stream. Went 5-0 last week. And then to wrap up quarter one, we scroll up to, I believe, April 3rd. Nope, April 2nd. You can see how we wrapped up quarter one. January went 17-3, February 14-1, March 13-1. In the quarter 44-5 gives us a 90% win rate, gives a total of 155,207 pips. If you want to contact me directly, you can DM me on Instagram or Telegram. I respond to all messages. Yeah, we'll be back at the same time tomorrow, London session 3 a.m. EST.